Hey, all right, I think it worked. Let's find out here. Uh, oh man, what an exciting morning it has been. If you've been watching, I don't know, any of the news feeds, wow, this is good. This is unprecedented stuff. So let me just see if. Oh, hold on. All right, it looks like YouTube is going. Let's see if I can turn turn off the speaker there. Looks like we got Odyssey up and Rumble is not yet. It says it'll be live soon. So I guess I got to figure out how that works, but we'll do that. But let me get in the right spirit. You know, I was scrambling right before this. I click stream, go live, and it says it's can't connect. I had to scramble and try to figure out what streaming key to use. Still, I'm trying to figure this out, and eventually I will. I'm not an idiot, but apparently with this new technology, I'm a boomer. So anyway, let's get to it today. Welcome. It is Wednesday, January 4th. I'm so glad you could join me. First thing is flame on. Things always go better with a torch, live fire. If you have a little tea light you want to light as well during my stream, that would be cool. But welcome. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, seems to be working. Cool. I've got all 3 people watching live, so that's cool. But that's all right. Let's just get into it. I have a number of things that I want to talk about today. I tried streaming yesterday, couldn't figure it out. I'm still working on all this stuff. Still hoping that someone will be a hero and jump in the comments and tell me they're an expert at this and they can work it out with me on Zoom. But that hasn't happened yet. But anyway, let's see. But I did get something else working now. New. This is kind of cool. Look, no hands. And I was able to advance that slide. Anyway, today the topics that we're going to talk about, the next Speaker of the House and what is going on with that. It's really, really nuts. I also want to talk about what happened on Monday Night Football, about everyone's favorite politician, Juan Guaido. He's out. He's no longer fake president, which is very interesting. That there have been 0 bank robberies in Denmark last year. I'm going to get to that. And lastly, I want to talk about cold medicine and does it really do what it says it does? So let's get to that. But the first issue that we have today is what is happening. What is happening? Let's see, is that going on? With the House of Representatives vote. You know, I will say this right now. Even if something happened 100 years ago, that is a totally different world than it is today. You really can't take what happened then, today, and use it as an example for today. And I really think that anyone that is telling you that they know what's going to happen here, they're lying. They're just making it up. I mean, we're not mind readers. We're not on the inside. We don't know what's going to happen. I have some thoughts on it, but basically, Kevin McCarthy is his life dream to be Speaker of the House. And I believe, as I'm speaking, the vote has failed, I think, 5 times to secure him as the Speaker. And the pact of Republicans that are not voting for him seem to be pretty solid. and it doesn't look like they're going to change their mind. Now, just as far as winning friends and influencing people, here's a little thought for some of the Republican leaders out there. Referring to people that don't go along with you as the Taliban 19, right? That's not going to win them over. That doesn't work. To refer to people in your own party that aren't going along in lockstep, Taliban 19, that's just going to have a backfire effect. That's just going to get them to put their heels in even more. So, yeah, as far as predictions on what I think will happen, it will be interesting to see if today, if it's just votes for McCarthy and he decides, no, I'm going to keep trying this, how many days is it going to go on? I don't know. I really don't. I think that anyone that predicted it would be like this is few and far between. Now, it should have been known because these Republicans that were voting against it have been saying that for a long time. They're trying to get some leverage. And I do have a lot of thoughts about the Republicans that are voting against Kevin McCarthy. I really gotta tip the hat. I respect people that do things apparently on principle, and I appreciate people that act on their principles, even if I don't agree with them. Even if I don't agree with their principles, at least if they're trying, if they're saying, no, this is what I believe in, and no, I'm not going to vote for this, and you stand firm, I appreciate that. It really does show how the Democrats, on the other hand, just have complete control of their own party, and they're able to get everyone to go lockstep with what they want to do. It really shows that there isn't any real opposition in the Democratic Party. They may pretend to be, the squad or, progressive or whatever, and they may pretend. But when it came along with it, they all voted for Pelosi. None of them pulled this stunt that is happening today in the House with McCarthy. So I got to hand it to him. I think this is great. This is really fun to watch. I did get my popcorn to watch this, but popcorn and coffee is not a really good mix. But I would like to know if anyone does have a prediction. How long is this process going to go on? Because nothing can happen. Nothing at all can happen until they get this sorted out. They can't even swear in the new members, until they get a Speaker of the House. So how long will this go on? I think it may go on longer than you think. I do. But that's just, my take on it. I don't know about this kind of stuff. I'm not on the inside. And, I'm glad I've never lived in D.C., so I'm just, looking at this as a casual outsider. But I think this could go on for a number of days. But we'll see. It's going to be exciting. But if you have a prediction, let me know in the comment. That would be cool. And while you're doing something in the comments, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button. I know all the people online always ask, can you hit the thumbs up or the little fire button or whatever it is on all the different platforms. Let's see, I'm not even sure what you call it on Rumble. I don't know. Do they even have thumbs up? I'm looking at it, and it doesn't. I don't know if anyone's even watching on Rumble, but that's okay. And on Odyssey, I think you hit the little fire button. Although currently there's 0 people watching on Odyssey as well. That's okay. This experiment that I wanted to do with live streaming is I wanted to try live streaming on different platforms and see if I could maybe reach some people that I hadn't reached before. And we'll just see how that goes. But I do have a couple people on YouTube. We got half a dozen people watching, so that's all right. That's all right. Hey, everyone. Look at Martin from Latvia says hi. So, what's up? I'm glad, we got people from all over the world watching the show, as few as there are. But, yeah, let's just get on to the next topic, which is, Monday night. And that was really, really tough. Monday night. Um, I don't really watch pro football. I guess I'll watch the Super Bowl, maybe a couple Seahawks games, but that's about the extent of it for me. I'll watch college. And I'm definitely going to watch the national championship with my Horned Frogs in the national championship this week. But on Monday Night Football, there was a terrible, terrible event. Buffalo Bills defensive back Damar Hamlin was in critical condition after collapsing on the field during a game with the Cincinnati Bengals. Hamlin had a cardiac arrest following a tackle and was given medical treatment before being taken to the UC Medical Center for further testing and treatment. The NFL has not released any other details and has not made plans about the future of the game. I did text with my friend Chris, who was a running back in college, and I asked him about the hit and if that was a normal hit or if it was an extreme hit, or was there anything specific about that hit that may have been the cause of it. And he told me that it was the really normal hit. He's just like, that was just a regular hit. There was nothing extreme about it whatsoever. So I think we're all, wishing our best for the young guy and his family, and to find out what the cause of that was. Now, there are many reasons, and sometimes things are just unlucky. Sometimes things can just get hit the wrong way, and something really odd can happen. People have been speculating about a lot of different reasons why he may have collapsed, and perhaps, they're right, perhaps they're not, and we'll find out eventually about this. We'll find out about this eventually. So, yeah, I just want to leave it at that. I just wanted to touch on it. Mainly the stories that I'm doing today, I was going to do yesterday. And I just wasn't able to figure out how to go live. So that is that. But now on to some better news, or more fun news. That's a goodbye, Juan Guaido, or Juan Guaido. Venezuela's opposition has voted to remove Juan Guaido from the role of interim president, effectively ending his tenure in this position. Guaido had declared himself interim president in 2019 with the backing of the U.S. and other countries, while seeking to invalidate President Nicolas Maduro's reelection. He had no real power inside the country and was not recognized by the Maduro government. However, since November 2022, the opposition has been in talks with the Maduro government, coinciding with Maduro officials seeking to hash things out with the U.S. As part of this shift, the United States has eased oil sanctions, allowing Chevron to pump Venezuelan crude and export it to the United States. It's expected to take months or even years for Chevron to return to its previous production levels in Venezuela. And so you see that an embargo, sanctions, all of that matters, unless we need some oil, then we might change our tune on that. And when we change our tune on that, maybe Juan has outlived his usefulness for the U.S. If you don't know, he was propped up by the U.S. government, by certain agencies. I'm sure he is could be an employee, actually. Lived in D.C., went to school there, has had lots of association with three-letter agencies, and I think any fair judgment of the guy, you would know that he is essentially an asset of our State Department. They were using him to fight against the current president, Maduro. But yeah, even Wikipedia, claims that he's the, president. Must be nice to have the entire world claim that you're the president, even though you're not, and you're not running anything. But that's what was going on with Mr. Guaido. So it is, his usefulness has run out, and who knows if he will get another chance to do this. He's one of these people that just seems to get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Reminds me of Stacey Abrams, if you will. Just someone that just keeps getting supported to do things, and they keep failing. But, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. There we go. Okay, let's talk about crime in Denmark. And when you think of Denmark, you really don't think a hell lot about crime. There was a fun Netflix series that I saw. It was called Clark, and it was about the guy that Stockholm Syndrome was named after. And he did some robberies in the series. Don't know if he was in Denmark or not. I think he went down to the Netherlands. But the news is that Denmark has recorded its first year of 0 bank robberies due to its country's increasing use of cards and payment apps on smartphones. The data from Finance Denmark, the country's largest industry group of lenders, showed that in 2021, Denmark only had 1 bank robbery, down from 222 just 2 decades ago. The decline in cash use in Denmark has caused banks to trim costs by pulling cash services from most banks, leading to a drop in cash withdrawals by about 3/4 over the last 6 years. Robberies at ATMs, which peaked at 18 in 2016, have also declined to 0 due to improved surveillance and technical protection. Now, this is an interesting thought, that we've seen a lot less cash use in the past couple of years, especially over the pandemic. Let's see, this is the one that's the one I wanted. Over the pandemic, we've seen a lot less cash. In fact, many stores here in Portland didn't even take cash. There's some that still don't. Some thrift stores and things like that. There's a sign on the door, we're currently not taking cash. I know the Habitat for Humanity Restore, which is a place that resells furniture and building supplies. They don't even take cash anymore. They have no cash on hand, cards only. And that's been a trend. And if that's the case, if there's a lot less cash going on in the banks, there's a whole lot less bank robberies. Now, Denmark is a really small country, but I think that's an interesting trend. Now, I am not necessarily in favor of moving everything to a system, to using credit cards and whatnot to make transactions. Now, I would like more transactions to be done with crypto. I think that would be nice. But having it all tied, every single purchase being tied to who you are and where you are at all times, being tracked all over society, I don't think that's a good move much. And it does show you, this is just an example of using so much less cash out there in the world, that we're moving in that direction. There has been talk about the central bank digital currency, which I'm totally against. But they're going to keep making moves toward that, I'm sure. And lastly, does cold medicine, does it even work? Let's see if I can pronounce this right. Phenylephrine is a drug commonly sold as an oral decongestant, but it is not effective in this use. It's found in 261 different over-the-counter products in the U.S. and is ineffective in relieving congestion. In contrast, pseudoephedrine is an effective decongestant, but can also be used to make methamphetamines, leading to being restricted in sales. The use of phenylephrine as a decongestant is a result of efforts to restrict the sale of pseudoephedrine. And we've seen that here in Oregon. It was up until last year, 2022, they finally made it legal that we could buy Sudafed that had pseudoephedrine in it. Prior to that, it was outlawed in the state. You couldn't even buy it. And I'd have to drive to Vancouver, cross the bridge to Vancouver if I wanted to buy some good cold medicine. Here they were selling this cold medicine with phenylephrine, which doesn't even work. And so many studies have shown that it doesn't work. It's all marketing hype, like so much. And there have been stories recently that have been showing that there are places where they're running out of cold medicine. They're running out of cold medicine. Everyone's so concerned about flu and cold season. A lot of these don't even work as decongestants, at least not based on the medical literature. I guess I do have to preface everything by saying I'm not a medical doctor. Don't take your advice from some guy on the internet. I'm just going by what I'm reading in the news. But this substitute for pseudoephedrine doesn't appear to work as a decongestant. So if that's something you're looking for, there are other things that you can do. The thing that I believe is the best, or at least works for me, is the little neti pot. You have the little, you can Google it, where you just run water through your nose. It's really disgusting, and I wouldn't play a video of it, but you can search for it and find it. I have found that anytime I start to get a stuffy nose, I will do that, and it just clears everything out. It essentially washes your nose out all the way up your nasal cavities, clears everything out, and you're good to go, and you don't need to buy any phony cold medicine at all. So this was just a little talk about some of these stories that I wanted to talk about. I'm still learning this streaming thing, and I appreciate your patience while I do. I will have more tomorrow. I am going to have a lot more to say about this vote in the House, and if that's still going on. I think it'll still probably be going on. But it's one of those things that no one really knows. And if someone tells you they know, they don't know. They don't know. In fact, I think we should record what everyone is saying now and check back in a week and see if they were right or not. I think that would be pretty helpful. But let's see. Nope. There we go. How about that? All right. Anyway, I think that is it for today. I will hop on and answer your comments after the stream. But I hope you all are having an awesome day. If you haven't, hit that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And I think that will put this video out to more people. So that would be awesome. But I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Have an awesome day. Peace.